All right, I'm back again. I'm a little bit calmer because I got riled up again or whatever. So I finally was able to watch. You are now watching Video Music Box, and that's the documentary directed by my baby Nas about Video Music Box. Now, here's a little tea before I talk about the documentary. Why the hell I was chit chatting with someone, a younger guy, and not that much younger. I'm 40, he's 33, right? And I was like, I was texting. I was like, "Oh, I'm watching. You are now watching Video Music Box." He's like, "Huh?" I said, "It's a documentary about Video Music Box." He's like, "Is that a show?" I'm like, "Yeah, Video Music Box." He was like, "Oh, I don't know what to talk about." We're texting. I'm like, This motherfucker don't know what Video Music Box is. It was out then. What? Not Uncle Ralph. What? I explained to him a little bit. So I'm like, it's something like, is BET or MTV before BET MTV? It's a video music show. And he's like, okay. I said, maybe like your 106 in Park or TRL. He was like, nah, maybe the basement. I said, okay, the basement. Yes, 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 yes. And I don't know if it wasn't translating well through text message because I actually spoke to him in person and he's like, I remember it now. Because I never felt like that ever. I never felt that old ever. When I look at my son, I feel old. Every time I look at my fucking young, vibrant son and my old, decrepit ass, I be like, I got a 5-year-old. The fuck I was thinking. Every single time, that's what I think. Right? Excuse me. Yeah. But when he did that my heart sunk into my stomach. Like, what the fuck you mean you don't know a video music about? Channel 35, Channel 31. What? Anywho, that's a little short prelude to my video music box. So, when I found out Nas was doing this documentary, I was super excited because it's first time hearing directing and I get to hear his voice a lot, not too much or whatever. But it was about Video Music Box. That was a nostalgia, a part of hip hop that is unbelievable to me because it's like, wow, like how much it impacted hip hop, right? Everybody was on there. Everybody wanted to be on there. Everybody wants to be at the parties they was at or whatever. And not only like a feeling comes to me, it's even a smell linked to Video Music Box for me. I don't know about anybody. It smells like my house, like fried chicken, something been fried. Leather, like it's the weirdest feel. Like when I think about it, I just think about a smell. I remember a smell, and it's dope. The documentary is dope. It talks at the beginning of the documentary, like a little 15 to 20 minutes about Video Music Box. You know, the host, Ralph McDaniels or whatever, and then it goes into him, how he started, where he was born at. He was born in Brooklyn. Lived in Brooklyn for a while. His mom is Trinidadian and his father was Black American Indian or something, like Native American or something like that. And when they move out to Queens or whatever, he went into the Queens where went to live. Him and his family went to Queens when it was a time where white people wasn't fucking with us in Queens or whatever. And it was like they were the only, like the third black family on the block or whatever the case may be. And of course, it's like us black people, you know, we push the white people out. Fuck y'all. We want a better life too. We don't want to be in the ghetto. We don't want to be redlined, whatever the fuck. We don't want to be systematically brought down. So we move to that area and we take over. Fuck y'all. But yet y'all want to try to take it back with gentrification, aka colonizing as always. But I digress. So they talk about his life and how also that his cousin, his mom's cousin, or first cousin, was that actor. I can't remember his name. Trinidadian actor, light skinned, bald head. He was in Boomerang talking about Grace Jones or whatever. That guy, him. He was a dancer, actor. He was like a socialite basically here in New York City, and his mom's house was a house where people from Trinidad go from home, come and stay, family members come and stay, help them build a life or whatever, stuff like that, which I think is pretty dope. I think that's real dope that they're able to do that, and he was just surrounded by that. So, he talks about him doing, videos of people that he met and things of that. So they even show Crazy Sam. Crazy Sam look crazy. Like, he's big and bloated now, but I remember Crazy Sam. I remember the other guy, damn, I forgot his name. The light-skinned guy that was always flirting with the ladies, always looking at their titties and stuff like that. And realizing the shout out. I like to give a shout out to Pookie or the Block. You know what I'm saying? That started with him. I like everybody that they had. They were interviewing. They interviewed Nas interviewed Diddy. DJ Scratch, not DJ Premier, some other rappers, Jay-Z. But see, I don't know if Nas interviewed Jay-Z, but Jay was there. He talked about his first time being on Video Music Box, but that was a spot to go to. If you were in hip-hop, that's what the spot to go to. You have to be on Video Music Box because all of us watched it as kids. You know what I'm saying? As me, as a kid, and then the other people older than me, the 50-year-olds, they watched as a kid. Uncle Ralph was everybody's uncle. And he was the man. He was the man. And I remember hearing his voice because he was a DJ. He said he didn't really like to be seen and everything like that, which is very interesting because they be in a camera like this. Video Music Box, who we here with? Like, that's it's your DJ Ralph Big Daniels. Like, that shit was a dope show. And what was interesting, he tried to pitch it to MTV. MTV was like, nah, the world is not waiting for this, so it's not ready for this. Meanwhile, Ralph was out in doing party. He was on a So Fresh tour. And it was just not in New York, right? It was all over the country. And it was some white people in so basically MTV turned it down. It was like, oh, the world's not ready for this, whatever. What was it? I don't know if it was a year later, a month later. I couldn't remember what he said. Yo MTV Raps came out. It's the same thing. They had Ed Lover and, Dr. Dre. And, yeah, that came out. I'm like, yo, people love stealing shit, don't they? White people love stealing shit. But it was still not as popular because the thing about with Ralph, he was getting artists that people didn't know, like underground. And that's what he did. He got underground artists and stuff like that. And they used this as platforms to build it up and also build up Video Music Box. He said the money didn't come from the show. The money came from the parties. He said he started doing the math, how much promoters make, you charge this much, whatever. And everybody want to be on Video Music Box because we watched it. You want to see yourself or whatever. They interviewed Havoc from Mob, and he was like, I'm not a party person. So watching that, I could just watch it and not be there. Like, oh, there goes such and such to point out people or whatever. And I thought that was really dope. They interviewed Wendy Williams because she was also a host, not a regular host, but I guess a host of a party on Video Music Box. That microphone with the Video Music Box thing around it or whatever. It was so hip hop. It was so freaking hip hop. I love it. And any artist, no matter how big they have gotten or just starting off, it was an honor to be on Video Music Box because that is a classic show that launches people. And then the people that look like you, that do the music that you love and you see in the streets and all this other stuff, you get to see that on TV. I always quote that saying from Malcolm X. Imagine watching TV or imagine watching a movie and not seeing yourself. That's important. Representation, even though I fucked that up a little bit, is really important. It's really important. I always like to show that with my kid, It's really important. And it's important for us to see. So that's why it was so dope. It was so dope. I'm going to use that it was so dope that we were able to see that. And it's something that we love, something that we created, as always. For Black Americans or whatever, we were stripped of our of our culture, of our language, of our clothes, of how we looked and everything like that, and our food. We were stripped of that. So we created a second culture, and that has a lot to do. That's Black American culture. I wouldn't say just hip hop, because R&B is in that also. It's also like soul food can be considered Black American culture. The way we dress, especially New Yorkers. I'm sorry. No tea, no shade to other places, but how we dress is different. How we speak is different. How we speak to each other are different from different areas of, the U.S. of A. So this was good. This was so. This show was so New York and so down. It was so dope, and it was just great to see like the behind the scenes, and he will forever be a legend. He's an icon. He Ralph McDaniel's an icon. My idea, he has all the tapes. I guess from the first show to the last show or whatever. I think my idea, I was telling my homie, they need to have a theater because they're doing a hip hop museum here in the Bronx, of course. And I think they should just run Video Music Box all over and over, all of them. It should be on someone needs to make it digitalize it, whatever. Make it digital and just run it nonstop, 24/7. Just run it. Just a theater. Like a theater that can hold like 100 people and just run it. And do different shifts so people come in. Oh, you're going to come from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, like that, like Skate Key. That's a Bronx thing too. But yeah, just run it. Run it. That's how I think. But it was so dope how he changed the game. And we have to most definitely give Uncle Ralph his flowers. We have to. Or whatever. We have to give Uncle Ralph his flowers because he created something. He created something that we see all the time now, but like anything else, the internet destroyed a lot of stuff, when it comes to music and music videos. So it was always good to see it. It was always good to watch it. And yeah. Yeah, he need his own section in the Hip Hop Museum. And like I said, they need to run his things nonstop. So you are now watching Video Music Box documentary directed by my baby Nazia. It's really good. I believe it's an hour and a half long, 90 minutes, 92 minutes or whatever. So if you have time, if you're feeling real dope and real hip hop, watch that. Watch that. It is really good. And let's discuss, what does Video Music Box means to you? What does it mean to you? For me, like I said, it's so hip hop. It's so dope to me because I was young. I wasn't able to go to these parties, or even when I became older, I wasn't able to go to these parties. It was good to see it. It was good to see like people shouting people out and stuff like that. Or I want to give a shout out to you know what I'm saying? And also, not only, let me not forget that part, he had a consciousness about him, what's going on in the community, brothers killing brothers. So in between videos, or in between the videos of the parties, he has segments where he talk about the community, the place where he's from and everything like that, which I thought that was great because that's important. He cares about the hood. He cares about young brothers killing themselves, dealing drugs, getting hooked on getting hooked on drugs, selling drugs. So I thought that was pretty much dope too, because I remember those little PSAs he had in between, or he had guests talking about, what's going on in their neighborhood, in their ghetto, or whatever. And it wasn't just New York; it was other places too. Police brutality, systematic racism shit that we all endured and still enduring. So yeah, check that documentary out. It's dope. And tell me what you think. Keep it cute. And don't tell me you wasn't a fan of it or you ain't watched that shit. Video Music, but don't have me have a heart attack again. But yeah, tell me what you think if you had a chance to see it. It is on Showtime. So go check it out.